The Five Nights at Freddy's franchise now has a total of 11 different games that create a deep and complex story, and within that story there are many mysteries that remain unsolved to this day, with one of the biggest unsolved mysteries being the character of Golden Freddy. More specifically, it's been heavily debated in the community how many souls are possessing Golden Freddy and who those souls are. So in this video, I'm going to go over why Golden Freddy has to be possessed by two different souls, and why those two souls are the Crying Child and Cassidy. But first, let's go over every single game that Golden Freddy has appeared in. Starting with the very first FNAF game, which was released back in 2014, Golden Freddy appeared as an Easter egg that would randomly appear throughout the game. Images of different animatronics with the message, "It's me," would flash rapidly on your screen before Golden Freddy would actually appear in your office. Then you would be jump scared by a still image of Golden Freddy and your game would crash as well. In the second FNAF game, Golden Freddy's appearance is essentially the same as the first one. He has a chance to randomly appear in your gameplay, and if he does, he will sit in your office until he jump scares you, and once more your game will crash. Again, only Golden Freddy's head attacks you, which is an important detail I'll mention again later in this video. We then see Golden Freddy again in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and more specifically, we see Fredbear, who is one of the earliest animatronics ever created. We also get Nightmare Fredbear, which is just an illusion of Fredbear that tormented the Crying Child. Now, though these iterations don't count as Golden Freddy, they still tell us a lot about the souls possessing Golden Freddy, and I'll get back to these iterations soon. We then finally see him in FNAF Ultimate Custom Night as one of the 50 animatronics William has to face. It's the FNAF 2 version of this character, and that's the version that jump scares you. But if you sell all other animatronics to a rating of 0 and only keep Golden Freddy at 1, and then buy a death coin in the shop and then use it on him, you'll receive a unique Fredbear jump scare. This time it's a full body jump scare unlike the previous two jump scares, and it's the Fredbear design with the purple hat and tie. Now on the surface, it may just seem like the one possessing Golden Freddy is the Crying Child, as in the FNAF 4 ending, we saw him be thrown into the mouth of Fredbear by his older brother Michael, which killed him, which makes him possess the animatronic and want to get revenge on Michael for killing him, and this is what we see in the first and second game. That's why we even see the message, "It's me," in these games, as it's the Crying Child reminding his older brother of what he did to him, meaning that it was also the Crying Child who was torturing William Afton in a purgatory, as he was the one who created the animatronic that killed him. And all of this would actually make a lot of sense, but too many games disprove this and prove that another soul is also possessing Golden Freddy, just at a different time. In the FNAF 2 minigame, Give Gifts, Give Life, we see the puppet giving life to the animatronics, and we see 4 souls paired up with the animatronics that their body was stuffed inside. This includes Golden Freddy, as right before the minigame ends, we see a 5th soul or dead body in the center of the room. This is then followed by a Golden Freddy jump scare insinuating that the soul belongs to Golden Freddy, and we know that the soul is not the Crying Child. We saw the Crying Child pass away after the bite of 83 in the hospital, and up to that point, no murders had even happened. It wasn't until after the Crying Child's death that William Afton went on a murder spree by killing Charlie and the 5 children, which included the one who would later possess Golden Freddy. And we know that this other soul is named Cassidy. We know this because her name was found in the survival logbook when it was first released. So now that we know for certain that 2 souls possess Golden Freddy throughout the franchise, now we can start to look at which soul was in control of Golden Freddy at different periods of the timeline. Starting with the first 2 FNAF games, it makes the most sense that Golden Freddy is the Crying Child. Like I mentioned, we know that Michael Afton is the main security guard in both these games, meaning that it's the Crying Child tormenting him as Golden Freddy. Cassidy and Michael have no connection, so she would have no reason to attack him, but the Crying Child does, and in the games we see him constantly reminding him of what he did. But the next time we see Golden Freddy isn't actually until FNAF Ultimate Custom Night, and this is where I think we see Cassidy. The point of Ultimate Custom Night was to represent William Afton being tortured in a purgatory by Golden Freddy, and our proof of this are various voice lines from this soul.
Will never let you leave. Never let you rest.
Previously, I mentioned that it would make the most sense for this soul to be the Crying Child, as he would be getting revenge on his father for everything. But the Happiest Day minigame disproves all of this. In the FNAF 3 Happiest Day minigames, you play as the puppet as you go through a birthday party. You pass various kids with different animal masks until you reach the end, where you find a child with his birthday cake crying. Then the Crying Child is seen wearing a Golden Freddy mask, and that's when all of the children disappear and their masks fall on the ground. The 6 balloons then fly upwards, signifying the souls of the 6 children being freed and finding finally at peace. Now this minigame is clearly supposed to represent the events of the FNAF 4 ending. We see a birthday party with various children wearing animal masks, and at the face of it is the crying child. This makes sense as the crying child's happiest day was taken from him, but in this minigame he's finally able to have his birthday party. This also means that the crying child's soul is set free and is no longer in control of Golden Freddy, meaning that he couldn't be the one possessing Golden Freddy during Ultimate Custom Night, which also means that the soul possessing Golden Freddy during Ultimate Custom Night is instead Cassidy. And I think what solidifies this is Golden Freddy's different jump scares. In the first 2 games, he only attacks the player with his head, and because this is the crying child, I think this is a parallel to him being bitten on his head. He's attacking his older brother with what he lost on that fateful night, but Cassidy was stuffed inside the body of Golden Freddy, and what jump scare do we see in Ultimate Custom Night? A full body jump scare, which represents what happened to Cassidy. But finally, what proves all of this is Cassidy's role in the newest games. From FNAF Security Breach to FNAF Help 1 and 2, we are introduced to a new character and minigame called Princess Quest. You play as the princess as you try to free Vanessa from Glitchtrap's control, and that princess is actually named Cassidy in the game files. And if Willie Mafton really is Glitchtrap, that means that Cassidy is following Willie Mafton no matter where he goes, and this includes the virtual world. If Cassidy was torturing William in a purgatory, but he was somehow able to escape, then it would make sense for her to go after him and defeat him for good. So with all that said, Golden Freddy has to be possessed by 2 different souls, which are the crying child and Cassidy. They possess this animatronic in different time periods in the franchise. We know this because of their jump scares, minigames, and purposes. Now by no means is anything confirmed about Golden Freddy and the idea that he's possessed by 2 souls, especially because not much is known about this character in general. But I think this would make the most sense when looking at all of the evidence. But this is just a theory. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Golden Freddy and what you guys think. Is Golden Freddy possessed by 2 souls, and if so, which souls? Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and thanks for watching.